Welcome back, folks, to Jake Weather Center. It is Saturday, February 28th, and it is the last day of meteorological winter. Now, it doesn't mean that we're really getting into spring weather per se. Mostly, the seasons in meteorology are used as good markers so that our months seasons don't end in the middle of months, and it makes it easier for us to track data. But we can still take a look back and see what happened. Well, across the state of Washington, we had a pretty abysmal meteorological winter, with most of our snowpack levels below 70% in our basins. A few are slightly above 70%, and the upper Columbia Basin is hovering at about 90%, but we're still looking at an abysmal snowpack. Pairing that, we were about average for rainfall across the state of Washington and in northeastern Oregon. The rest of Oregon was a different story. But what that means is that we have a lot of vegetation growing, but we don't have a lot of snow that's necessarily going to be melting over the next several months. Now, this could spell for a difficult fire season coming up, as lots of vegetation but not a lot of snow typically means harder fire seasons. But often fire seasons are hard to predict, so I don't want to go out there telling you it's gonna be a bad fire season, but it's always good to have some caution. Now let's get into the actual forecast. Tomorrow in the Tri-Cities, we're going to be looking at a mostly cloudy sky with temperatures up in the upper 50s. This will be replicated across the rest of our region, with more clouds in northeastern Oregon and southeastern Washington, and maybe a few less clouds in central Washington. Ellensburg and Yakima are only going to be looking at a mix of clouds with a little bit of sun peeking out here and there. Temperatures will also be a little bit cooler in Ellensburg in the low 50s and Yakima in the mid 50s. Most of these clouds are coming from a system that is hovering off the coast of Oregon right now. Moving into the week ahead, we're going to be looking at those clouds moving out on Monday with a crystal clear day across our region. Temperatures climbing into the upper 50s for most folks and maybe even low 60s in the Tri-Cities. But we're watching once again for the next weather maker next Wednesday, where we could be seeing some rain. So be sure to like and follow to stay up to date on all the latest weather in central and southeastern Washington.